Alright mates, it's been a long time since I've reviewed an LCD models, and for a long time this was my favorite brand. The only reason why they're not my favorite brand is they don't release a lot of models. If they released more, I would have a lot more of them to review. But anyways, today we have their latest latest casting, I think. It's the Land Rover Defender 90 Works V8 70th Edition. Let's see what else. We got a line outline here, a totally blank back, another line outline here. On the bottom, a bunch of legal stuff. These are actually licensed, that's why they look so good. This may have been opened before, but as long as the model's nice, I don't really care. I'm not giving this away as a gift, so... Although I've had sellers do that, and that would bother me if I was giving this away as a gift. Alright. Huh, interesting. It's just a totally blank white insert here. You would think they would have had a graphic on there, but maybe they're trying to save some money. That's fine. And then I'm not sure what the deal is with this. Oh wow. Alright, so quality control pass. I find that to be skeptical on a lot of brands. Like Tarmac Works has quality control stickers, but there's no quality control in reality. Yeah, that's gonna fall off. So not a good habit to open it that way. I'm looking for sensitive parts. I think I can take this off the stand and not break anything, as long as I don't drop it. A really tall standoff to keep it from probably crushing the tires. There's also a metal photo etch plate here, although it just says Land Rover. I don't know why it wouldn't at least say Defender. Okay, pretty generic nameplate. Alright, let me get those tools out of the way. So in 2018, Land Rover, went and bought 150 examples of used vehicles, and then they did restoration mods on them. So it wasn't a brand new production model. These are all resto mods. They were used vehicles, just all updated and pimped out by Land Rover themselves. There were both Defender 90s, which are the short wheelbases, and then there were also one Defender 110s, which have obviously a longer wheelbase, inches that is. And the starting price was 150,000 British pounds. So that's a lot of money for a Land Rover Defender. But obviously, people love these things. I mean, when you think of a quintessential like safari off-road vehicle, to me, it's a Defender. Okay. This is a crazy orange. It's very bright. It's like a KTM orange. That's how I'd say it. I don't know. The camera almost makes it look like it's neon orange. But I would say it's more of just a KTM or like a steel chainsaw orange. Okay, so looking at the wheels first. So I'm guessing these wheels were specifically made for this resto mod project. They're pretty funky looking. This whole face is silver, and it's all black inside there. But it looks like LCD put the logos in there, probably. They did. Sorry, my camera's always getting knocked around because it's so low to the table. That one's not really legible. That one, I don't know. I'm not seeing Land Rover in there. I'm at 4 times magnification. I don't think it's legible, but at least the shape is there. The color green is there, so that's good. But you can see the 5 lug nut details. You can see that there's air passing between the spoke holes. And I think that looks like a silver drum brake back there. I don't know about the front, though. Yeah, there's a really small, brake system. And right there at the 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock is a black caliper. So, although it looks small, it's probably because these are really big wheels. So it's probably accurate. Alright, so this is nice. This looks like a foil decal of some sort, the British flag. Can't really read what's under it again. That's as good as I can focus it. But it's nice. we have exposed door hinges, and they actually went and added silver dots to represent the bolts holding those hinges on. So that's the really tight details. Also here, there's a little silver piece. I think that's a piece of metal. Or at minimum, it's black and silver painted on it. For the reflector there. This black paint here is nice. The door handle sticking out, painted silver. This really got my attention from the get-go. I don't see it on the photographs, but I don't see a reason why those would, be there unless they were supposed to be there. Right? It's on both sides. So it was done intentionally. There must be rivet marks or spot weld marks maybe on the real truck right there. Alright, so clear. Wow, for molded windows, those are pretty clear. Not much distortion. Obviously the back windows are smoked, so that's actually realistic to the photograph. Alright, let's go to the front here. Land Rover, nice to see something on the license plate. The badge there again. Let me focus on that, try to get in there. I'm still not seeing it, but I can see, the silver outline and the green is nice. The headlights are really nice. They're clear lenses, but look at how I shift this. It looks like there's like a chrome projector behind that clear lens. And then even the turn signals and little markers on the side here, those look like they're clear plastic also, right? So most companies would just paint those because they're so small, and I can actually understand that from other companies. But this is where LCD goes above and beyond most other brands. So that's impressive. And on the real photograph, they are all clear. They're not colored. Alright, whoa, okay, so this is something I just touched right here. That could snap off easily, so keep that in mind. It's a little plastic. There's no flex to it at all. It's not rubber, it's hard plastic. So yeah, be careful of that. So while we're down here, we see that it's screwed together in the front and probably a tab system in the back. So if you want to modify it, do wheel swaps, you can. It's nice, it tells you the scale, it tells you the year of the car, the brand of the car, and the make of the model of the car. All of it. Look at that, 70th edition, works V8, where it's made, LCD. So this has all the information that you would want to see if you bought this used, and you didn't have the original packaging. Tire treads look pretty good, really small tread blocks. Yeah, funky. Yeah, and then obviously a lot of undercarriage detail. I mean, look at this. This little steering link here is actually floating. The drive shaft is floating. The trailing arm. So there's a lot of parts going on here. There's more than one piece of plastic cast here. You can't cast this all as one piece. It's not possible, right? Even the little side steps floating. So I don't really care about the bottom details, but maybe some of you guys do. And I gotta say, this is a pretty nice one. The exhaust tip here has got a little depth in the middle. It's a really small piece too. Painted silver, so that's great detail there. That's really quite impressive. Alright. Top of the hood. Black paint here. I guess if I was nitpicking, there's a little black missing there. External hinges, some black dots probably for wiper fluid. Then three-dimensional, looks like separate pieces actually. Separate piece wiper blades. So very nice. Black trim around the window looks good. There's a rear view mirror right there, you can see. So the top, we got some rivet marks. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, more rivet marks. Or spot weld marks, I'm not sure. So this spare wheel matches all the other ones, same with the tire. And yeah, these are rubbery tires. No plastic tires from this brand. Oh, I gotta be really careful with the bottom pieces. Afraid I'm gonna snap one off. So this actually has Land Rover molded into the mudguard, so that's nice. You'll see the exhaust, you know, the mudguard's cut around it. Even little details to have a, you know, if you want to bolt on a trailer hitch. Is this hollow? Look at that. That's hollow right there. So that's impressive. Other brands would just blank that off. More detents probably for some bolt details. Alright, so now these taillights are just painted because they are so small. I can understand it. A little black here for the light that illuminates the separate plastic license plate with the graphic on it. So very nice. This is looking very nice. I'm going to try to zoom in on this one. Now that one, that's nice. Look at that. Land Rover, and then on the bottom it says 70th or 80th edition. What is it? Something ith edition. I have a short-term memory, so I don't even remember what this thing is. Okay, well, that's pretty nice indeed. Cannot complain about that. And then I noticed that, yeah, there are actual side stickers in these mirrors. So it literally reflects stuff like a real mirror does. Okay, so since I haven't lost focus, the interior, maybe some light will help. Yeah, you know what? I'm kind of curious. I'm going to take this apart and we'll get a better look at the inside of this thing since there's only one screw holding this thing together. But with my... Let's see if I don't wreck this thing. So there's a good chance I will. Alright. So, interesting construction. There's 2 additional screws and that's probably to hold on all these extra, you know, the drive shafts and the axles, the rear axles. So that's impressive. Oh, I didn't even notice the side steps have some silver diamond plate on them as well. Alright, so there's a tab that's holding the back end there. Okay. Trying to not break those side mirrors off. Oh, what the heck is that? So, I've just never seen the inside of a roof have a texture like that. I can't imagine why they would even bother doing that. Why wouldn't they just have that smooth like every other diecast car? There's the rear view mirror. It's got silver paint. And you can see the back side of the headlights. They're chrome pieces of plastic. So reflective. The door panels there. Yeah, they're just black plastic. Sorry, it's in shadow, but yeah, you know, you got some door handle details. Alright. So naturally, a nice two-tone interior. Center console, yeah, a lot of molded details. The question is, the instrument cluster, are there gauges? Usually there are from this brand. Oh boy, this is a first. There's no decals. There's nothing, there's no like dials. Just the circles for the dials. So that's interesting. This is what I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess because the undercarriage is so detailed, they ran out of budget to have the inside decals that you would find on other ones. So that leaves a question to you guys. Would you rather have a more detailed interior or a more detailed undercarriage that you would never look at, you know, in a display case? For me, I would rather have a... Well, frankly, I don't really look at interiors all too often either. So do note the headlights here preventing that from going in. So you have to put the interior piece in front first, underneath those headlight bulges, I think. Yeah, so that's how you put that back together. So this rear tab. And that rear tab is hidden by the spare wheel, so that's why I didn't catch that before. Let's see. So this is problematic. This post has to go through the bottom, but the tab is preventing it from doing that. So, no, never mind. Alright, so I don't want to strip out the zinc thread because zinc is a pretty soft metal, so I'm going to use a hand screwdriver to put this back together. I want to find the thread as well so I don't cross-thread it. Alright, amazingly I didn't break anything off because those mirrors, there's not much material holding that mirror on, so I was really scared by that as well. Alright, let's compare to a couple other die casts here. So, by size, I was just pulling this out here. It's a green light. It's a 1968 Nissan Patrol. And they're very similar in appearance and dimensions. I think they come from the same era originally. The Defender dates back a long time ago. So, if this Nissan 68, the original Defenders... Oh, you know, I'm mistaken. The Land Rover Defender dates back to 1983. I thought it dated back a lot further than that. Am I right? Anyways, let's pull up this next vehicle. It's by TLV. It's a Land Cruiser of some sort. They don't tell you what generation it is. So that's, again, where you don't print enough stuff on the bottom of something. I'm not noticing... So sorry, but there are windows here in the roof. But I don't know. Yep, they're clear. You see this oval slot? That's clear because you can see the pick on the other side of it. So that's pretty good. Didn't even see it before because it's so dark. Okay. As much as I love LCD, right now the most detailed SUV is by this brand Kangfei. And the reason being is it has coil-over shocks. Now I'll show you quickly. I've done a review on this. But you see that red coil spring? That's crazy, right? It's not just the front, rear, it's also the front. It might be harder to see. There you go. If you look at the left one, right, you can see that red coil. But again, leads to the question: do you guys even care about the undercarriage of a model? Because you're usually just gonna display it like that, right? So again, for me, I suppose I'd rather see a nicer interior than a nicer bottom. I'd rather just see the data of the vehicle on the bottom. You know, the brand, who made it, what car it is, what year it is, that kind of stuff. Alright, here's a top view for you guys. In fact, let me put that Nissan back up there, because that's the most comparable vehicle, I would say. Alright. Well, as usual, LCD I think has done a really great job. The headlights. Sure, the main ones should be clear, but it's really nice to see that those four little side lights are also clear plastic. I can understand the rear ones not being plastic. It would have been nice if they were. And yeah, that's it. What do you guys think? Will you end up getting this? I'm sure there are other colorways. I went with this orange one because I like to go with the extreme colors so they pop a little bit more than the rest of my collection. Alright, well, thank you for watching, and it might be a while till LCD puts out new casting, but when they do, there's a good chance I'll get it. So, thanks for watching. See you guys.